Can I? Oh, does it record for me automatically? Yeah, it does. Nice.
That's wonderful. That's like the best news out of all of it.
Big Hoss.
Shaq Daddy Cool.
Bro, Big Hoss is back. I pulled 4 plates on deadlifts for the first time in 15 months yesterday.
I saw that on your social. I watched there's a clip of Mark Henry doing his World's Strongest Man competition on WWE's Facebook today.
Mm-hmm.
Shit was tough. He fucking did that shit with ease. All right, let me share. Yeah, we are live.
Put on my Snapchat. That's all I've done so far.
We are live.
I'm not lagging too much. It's good.
Head on over to.
Yeah, let me turn my sound on my phone off. So pay attention if anyone texts me. I look less ugly with a hat on. It's nice.
It's nice. It's pleasant.
I don't care. No chicks watch this show anyways.
Yeah, our demographics like fucking.
No chicks watch this show, and
18 to 34 males.
even if they did watch our show, I don't want none of them.
I don't want none of them.
Raggedy ass Twitch girls.
Hey, we gotta get some out our demographic now. We got diversity here at the Heat Check.
Yeah, man. We got a white guy. We got a black guy.
Another white guy.
Where's your boy? I thought he wanted to come on again.
I texted him late as fuck. I was like, because I saw that Senshi wasn't coming. I was like, oh yeah, we did talk about Ben possibly coming back on. So I texted him, but he's terrible about texting back. So
I'll save the top Mania moment for when he comes back on. Then
yeah,
I know he was interested in that.
I have to give him that laptop so he'll. I think it was just saying because he was on his phone is why it was not running good. Does StreamYard have an actual app? Maybe
they don't. I don't
think. Okay.
That was absolutely what it was though. When you're on, that's the same reason when Taylor was on, she kept like lagging out, or when Willie was on, we couldn't hear him a few times. Willie wants to be on again too. I talked to him yesterday. I was with him.
We have to trim him this time though. he went like an hour 30 last time.
Yeah, I told him we got to do the fucking push-up contest.
We could go like,
dude. I said because. That idea I was giving you earlier, I'll say it now because we are live, but it's not going to be an edited version, nor will this be in like the. Well, first of all, we're live on YouTube for the first time. I'll mention that in the show. If anyone's watching us there now, thanks. You're dope. But that will automatically be uploaded to the channel now, and then I'll probably since this will automatically be saved for me, I'll edit down like a highlight video. Or you can do that, or whoever does that. One of us will do that. And then, where the fuck was I going with this? Around WrestleMania time, I want to do something not called like Heat Check Mania, but I'll come up with a better name. We'll talk about that. But fucking, I want to have a thing. I already messaged Simon Miller to see. He hasn't gotten back to me yet.
Yeah, he did. I saw that.
Did he? Oh, did he?
I told him to keep him updated.
Okay, I didn't see if he got back.
I called like Heat Check Mania, but I'll call.
I can hear myself. God damn.
Yeah, I'm trying to screenshot us on the.
God damn, pal. But yeah, I want to try and get basically all of our previous guests and more on for like a big like huge show one day in the next couple months. And
we can do you want to do like. And I know we're spitballing live. Hi, guys.
We have no viewers yet. It's okay.
Should we do like what my boy that we had on, Kyle the country kid?
Yeah, the next guy.
You remember he was saying how he did like a weekend of like fucking like performances and shit? We should do like a weekend of Mania shit. Like a Mania weekend.
Well, I think the idea I was going with was get all of our old guests on. Just catch up with them and see how they've been doing. One idea I had was when Willie comes back on, we can do the push-up contest. That'll be part of the show. But we'll Just have everybody on. I don't know. I want to have a big show around WrestleMania time. Speaking of big shows, yeah. So I guess we can start the show in a second. We have one viewer. Hello, one viewer. I don't know if you're on Twitch or YouTube, but hello. It might be Josiah getting footage of the stream, to be honest.
That's probably what it was.
But I still have the one viewer. It's still here. But yeah. As of right now, no Senshi tonight. He'll probably be on either in a little bit or not at all because he's still at work. But otherwise, I think what we're going to do for Superstar SmackDown is we're just going to try to come to a consensus vote on that. And yeah, so without further ado, hopefully all the jackasses that follow me on Snapchat see my story and come watch this because that'd be super lit. But yeah, y'all, look at this. I got a sick transitional video.
This is a well planned out heat check to start the day.
It is well planned out when it starts.
Yeah, I know.
I think we've had enough babbling time though. It's been 6 minutes, so I think we'll get started here.
Let's do this shit.
What intro do I want to do this week? Got you. Who the fuck? Oh, so someone liked our photo. Thanks.
Thanks whoever liked our photo on Facebook.
Camelocos and the guy who commented "Get promotion" at Metallic Records.
I was just about to say, and cue the record promotion.
Every fucking post, bro. Sick of them. Who else? I got one more. Hebbies_X. That sounds like a. Are you a dude or a chick? That name. Ooh. I need to get this comment off our fucking. Yeah, get off my fucking feed. Shout out to WV Uncommonplace Podcast for including us in their post of new podcast recommendations. And
pointing out that our link tree
Apple
Podcast messed up.
Shit.
I was trying to change all the logos for our socials and I didn't know the sign in for the link tree, but I changed it for I think Facebook and Twitter and Twitch, I think I changed it for.
I gotta change the picture on that, you're right. I'll do that later. All right, I'm lagging a little bit, but it's all good. I should be good in a second. Was it you who updated the Twitch logo?
Yeah, that was me.
Looks better. All right. Well, that being said, we got a couple new follows last week. Thank you, Just the OG and E Phelps 19. Is that your girl?
No, that's my hopefully future brother-in-law.
Okay. Well, shout out
Eli Phelps.
I saw Phelps and I knew your girl's name was Emma, so I thought maybe it was her. But shout out you guys for following us. We're now at.
I just sold them my Switch.
We're now at. Speaking of Switches, did I show the stream that I bought this with my? I bought this with my fucking the fucking money the state gave us.
What, stimulus?
The stimmy. Bought it my stimmy.
Nice. I bought one at the beginning of the pandemic. I barely played it, and he wanted one, so I was like, yeah, fuck it.
Why am I lagging now?
You're not lagging on my end.
Right now, I'm not. What was a second ago? All right, we good. Let's do this. My mic sound clear?
Yep. How about me?
Enough? Your sound good. I'm just making sure I'm a decent enough space away from it.
Yep.
Got the green screen back up this week. Might need to have that down in a second if this keeps lagging like it is. But because for some reason, StreamYard lags on Chrome, but not on Firefox for me.
I usually am on Chrome. Usually does good for me, but it's all different.
It's my shitty internet. Anyways, all right, let's do this.
Sorry, anyone that's actually watching us.
Our one viewer. Who is the one viewer? I'm curious. Who's our one viewer right now?
One viewer, send us a comment
One-
before we begin.
One viewer. It's Ricky.
Oh, he's always here. What a fan.
What's up, guy? What's up, Ricky?
Super fan.
He's here just in time.
Let's do it.
Super
All right,
fan.
let's put on. All right, let's start the show for Ricky. Thanks for joining us. Get the word out there that we actually have a show on Wednesday nights, 7 p.m.
Tell everyone to stop watching our VODs and come watch us live.
Dude, we get some pretty decent play on our VODs too. Everyone on our VODs, if you're watching this in the future, head on over to our YouTube because we're gonna start posting all our episodes on YouTube starting this week. So yeah.
All right. Without further ado, what's going on, everybody? It's your boys, the Heat Check, and we are back on this fine February evening. First and foremost, I'm your boy, the whole fucking show, Mr. Wednesday Nights, the Big Hoss. And with me is the homicidal, the suicidal, the genocidal, extreme madman, not Sabu, Shag Daddy Diesel, Josiah.
What's going on, people? What's going on?
I don't know why the first thing that came to my head was ECW themed intro. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Austin Nolting, and I am the advocate for the reigning, defending, conquering podcast champion of the world, Brayton. As you guys can see, we are currently without the best beard in the business. Senshi, he might be stopping in later. We don't know yet. He's still working. He's still making that money. He doing his best Shane McMahon impersonation right now. Money, 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 money.
Money.
How are you doing this week, sir?
Good. I have a job interview tomorrow. That's pretty cool. I don't know what the job really entails, but it's a brand ambassador for like some promotions company in Glastonbury. So that sounded cool. They have like some pretty high-end clients from what I can tell on their website too. So it said like $15 an hour and it said like 20 to 29 hours a week, which is exactly what I'm looking for. So if it fits my schedule and the money's right, sayonara produce clerk.
Yeah, fuck Stop and Shop.
Yeah, I'm over it, man. It's been there too long. It's just
those close to me would understand. I've never worked at Stop and Shop, but I have a vendetta against Stop and Shop. Story I don't need to tell on this podcast, but just fuck Stop and Shop. Just know that, y'all. We shop and shop right now, boys. Talk about that Big Y pizza, hot and ready.
I wanted Stop and Shop to get a pizza set up so bad, and they got a stir fry set up instead. And then the pandemic happened, and they shut the stir fry station down.
Damn, this panorama ruining everything. Big Y is on DoorDash. I just realized that the other day, and I was like, I'm at work, and I'm like, bros, we could be ordering up Big Y pizzas on daily.
Party sheet for like $15. It's like that's crazy. That's a crazy deal.
Go split skis.
Dude, I'd split skis on a Big Y party sheet any day.
I thought about putting the video of this on the show today, but I didn't have time to convert the video over. But yeah, boy, I'm no longer just Hoss. I know my name over here. Over there says just Hoss. But for the first time in about 15, 16 months, the Big Hoss is back in the building. I hit 405 pounds on deadlift for the first time in like 15 months yesterday. I couldn't do that for a while because my back. So my deadlift form was so trash that it threw my back out. My back got fucked up for like a year. My back's always been fucked up, but from football and shit, but even more so now. So I thought it was Dunsky for me in the gym with deadlifts and shit, but nah, your boy's back. Your boy's a beast. Otherwise,
I am the best.
yeah, I'm very humble, as you can tell. But yeah, otherwise, I don't know. A lot of life stuff going on, but shit that's gonna come one step at a time, you know.
Oh yeah, that's how it be.
The wheel keeps turning. But we got a pretty loaded show today, as you all can tell. It's just two of us today, but we'll still get this shit done. We did this shit with two before. We've had episodes of just me and Josiah. We've had episodes of just me and Sinai. We almost had an episode last week with just Josiah and Sinai, and I would have been interested to see how that goes. I'm curious one day if I ever have to not be here for a week. I'm extremely curious to see how the show runs with just you guys.
I'm a professional host, okay?
You're a humble one too, I see. Let's start this week with who sucks this week. Ladies and gentlemen, we got four things because we had some breaking news today, but we'll get to that in a second. First and foremost, let's talk about Tiger Woods. Now, he doesn't suck. Some people think he does, but I don't think he does. What does suck is the accident he got into yesterday. Car accident, to be exact. He had to be extracted from the car with the jaws of life. People were worried, but it turns out he just had a break in his leg. He had surgery on it. He said to be doing good. There's no charges against anybody. There was no drunk driving involved. But car accidents always suck. So I figured we'd add that on here. We had to talk about it at some point too. So why not put it on the Who Sucks This Week lineup?
Yeah, I heard the news and I just thought Kobe Bryant. Like, no one said he was dead. No one said he was alive. No one said he was good or bad. I was just like, not Tiger. I can't take Kobe and Tiger back-to-back years. I can't handle this. I can't handle this. So I'm so jumping for joy that he's fine, besides for surgery, obviously, but he's alive and conscious and stuff. In terms of, like, Tiger Woods, like, Tiger Woods made golf cool. Like, yeah. even when golf was popular, it wasn't really popular until Tiger Woods hit the scene. And I'm not even talking about, like, the impact he made on, like, African Americans. I'm saying, like, the impact of the sport in general. Even white people were like, damn, like, this guy is just ridiculous. And he added swag to a game that doesn't have a lot of swag, really. So it would have been tragic if it was a lot worse than what happened. So, like I said, like, God bless that he's fine.
Next thing we're going to talk about here is the NBA All-Star teams have been revealed this past week. The starters were revealed earlier in the week, and the reserves were revealed last night. Let's start with the starters for the Eastern Conference. We have 11-time All-Star from the Brooklyn Nets, Kevin Durant. We have a 5-time All-Star from the Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo. 3-time All-Star from the Washington Wizards, the leading scorer in the NBA, Bradley Beal. 4-time All-Star and I believe second place in MVP votes right now from the Philadelphia 76ers, Joel Embiid. And 7-time All-Star from the Brooklyn Nets, Kyrie Irving. Along with the Eastern Conference reserves, we have first-time All-Star from the Celtics, Jaylen Brown. 9-time All-Star from the Brooklyn Nets, James Harden. First-time All-Star from the Chicago Bulls. I know Bulls fans will be very happy about him not being snubbed this year, Zach LaVine. First-time All-Star from the New York Knicks, good shit, Julius Randle. 3-time All-Star from the Sixers, Ben Simmons. 2-time All-Star from the Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum. And 2-time All-Star from the Orlando Magic, Nikola Vucevic, with Eastern Conference coach Doc Rivers from the Philadelphia 76ers. Over on the West, we have 17-time All-Star from the Los Angeles Lakers, LeBron James. 7-time All-Star from the Golden State Warriors, Stephen Curry. 2-time All-Star from the Mavericks, Luka Doncic. 3-time All-Star from the Nuggets, Nikola Jokic. And 5-time All-Star from the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard. On the bench, we have 8-time All-Star from the Lakers, Anthony Davis, who is being replaced by 2-time All-Star from the Phoenix Suns, Devin Booker. 7-time All-Star from the Clippers, Paul George, Pandemic P. 2-time All-Star from the Jazz, Rudy Gobert. 6-time All-Star from the Portland Trailblazers, the guy who should have been a starter, Damian Lillard. 2-time All-Star from the Utah Jazz, Donovan Mitchell. 11-time All-Star from the Phoenix Suns, Chris Paul. And first-time All-Star from the New Orleans Pelicans, Zion Williamson, with head coach being the Utah Jazz's Quinn Snyder. First and foremost, are there any snubs on this list for you?
Sabonis.
Well, okay, so you're going Sabonis. Let's start with the Eastern Conference. So I agree. Domantas Sabonis should be an All-Star.
I was looking at it. They compared Vucevic, Randall, and Sabonis. And Sabonis' numbers lined up with all of them. He crushed Vucevic, and he was like about the same as Julius Randle. So, and the Pacers are a better winner than the Knicks and the Magic right now. So I think they deserve to have an All-Star that has very similar numbers to two guys that made the team. So if it was me, I think Vucevic has had a stellar season, and I think he got in because he's had a really hot last 5 games or so. But I probably would have swiped out Vucevic for Sabonis, in my opinion.
I want to go through a few more names who could be considered all-star snubs here. I do agree on Domantas Sabonis, but I think there's one big glaring name in the East that should be on this team. But before we get to him, let's start with a few honorable mentions. First off, Fred VanVleet. I think he could have had a good case, but from of course one that could have been mentioned is Gordon Hayward from the Charlotte Hornets, though he is injured, so
he has a case. But I think there's been guys on that team that also played big.
One that me personally, I am very upset about, Mr. Bam Adebayo from the Miami Heat. I think he should have been on this All-Star team. Much like you said about Sabonis, I think he should have taken Vucevic's spot on this team. And finally, the one glaring missing person on the Eastern Conference All-Star list, in my opinion, is Trigger Trae Young.
Yep, I think he should have been on the team over Ben Simmons.
He was the starting guard last season for the All-Star team. He is currently, I believe, top 3 or 4 in scoring in the league right now.
And he's second in assists or third in assists, one of those. He's top 3 in both, I believe.
We're clearly going off of scoring numbers with Bradley Beal being an all-star starter. I
feel like Beal got handed a bone this year. They're just like, yeah, we can't not have him on the all-star team again.
Yeah, well, he's a starter too. I did have him in my predictions when we talked about it before as a starter, but I also think Trae Young, yeah, like you said, he could have been in here over Ben Simmons or Vucevic.
I get Philly's the first seed and all, but I have Ben Simmons in fantasy basketball. He puts up good fantasy numbers, but if you look, it's a lot of 12, 8, and 7s.
Their leading anchor right now is Joel Embiid. But me personally,
if he's not hurt.
Me personally, I would have probably replaced Ben Simmons and Vucevic with Trae Young and Bam Adebayo. Or like you said, Domantas Sabonis. But I don't know.
I think so. I think Sabonis is a little bit more deserving than Bam this season. I just think the Heat have hit a little of a regression this year, where the Pacers have kind of kept that same consistent pace. I have Bam also in fantasy. Bam's having a good year, but the Heat aren't.
Yeah, we're starting to pick it up a little bit, but that's because all our injuries are coming back. But I don't think there's really anybody else out east that I would have said was majorly snubbed. Out west, there's even less, in my opinion, especially now that Devin Booker has taken the spot of Anthony Davis. I think Devin Booker was the glaring missing piece in this whole All-Star weekend. But I never would have thought that a Phoenix Sun player would have made it, and it's not Devin Booker. It's Chris Paul.
But, I think Chris Paul's numbers aren't the prettiest, but he's clearly the difference in the Phoenix Suns this year. So I think he deserves to be an All-Star. But
I think definitely. I think that's the only glaring one. I think you can definitely mention maybe DeMar DeRozan. A lot of people have been talking about saying that he got snubbed. People are saying Mike Conley got snubbed, but other than that,
Mike Conley.
I think the West starters are good, to be honest. Or not start. I think the whole West team is good.
Yeah, I don't really.
I think the biggest snub is Damian Lillard not being a starter.
That's the biggest story.
I think that Dame Dollar should have started over Luka.
Luka thinks Dame should have started over Luka.
I would have even put Dame over Steph. I mean, he got more votes. So here's what happened. I saw TNT was showing like the rank they came in, and Steph Curry got the starting spot because the fan vote projects 50% of the positioning, while coach and player vote is the other 25 and 25. So Steph Curry got the fan vote because he was number 1 in fan vote, but he was number 2 in the other two. Damian Lillard was number 2 in fan vote, but number 1 in all the rest. Or he was number 3 he was number 3 in fan vote, number 1 in all the rest.
I understand that. I feel like players know he gets hate from the fans, so like they were like trying to be like, all right, he's having a great year, like he's balling out, like let's give him the vote. I do think what Steph's doing with the Warriors right now and how they're so undermanned is like the thing that pushes it over for me, where I can't have Steph not in the starting lineup.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like if Lillard were to be replaced by someone, he would have to be switched with Luka. I just think him and Steph are too close, and I think the quality of what Steph's doing is a little bit more impressive in terms of degree of difficulty.
Next up on Who Sucks This Week, WWE for losing the Big Show to AEW. AEW announced this morning that Paul White is All Elite. Paul White, the Big Show, has signed on to All Elite Wrestling to not only make his in-ring return, but let me pull up the actual press here real quick, just so I can tell you guys exactly what this says. Where is the Big Show? He will be making an in-ring return, and he will also be serving as a commentator on their new show, which is called AEW Dark Elevation. And he will be he's going to be on Dynamite tonight. They'll be revealing more details about it. This is the news that came in about his relationship with WWE. So, as reported earlier today, Paul White, formerly known as The Big Show, has signed a multi-year contract with AEW and will not only be wrestling, but will serve in a commentary role. PW Insider has more details on what led to Show deciding to leave WWE and join the competition. According to the report, White was unable to come to terms financially with WWE, and his last contract with the company expired last month. This followed a segment in which Randy Orton mocked him for being retired on the January 4th episode of Raw. White was said to be very open about being unhappy with his status in WWE. WWE did not announce his exit, but quietly moved the former world champion to the alumni section on February 19th. Big Show has been a part of WWE since February 1999. At the time, he signed a 10-year contract. Outside of a brief hiatus from late 06 to early 08, he has been in the company since then. His last big match in WWE was a surprise challenge to WWE champion Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania 36. Fightful Select also released a story with additional details. According to the report, the WWE talents Fightful spoke to had no idea Big Show was leaving, and there was not a lot in the way of goodbyes. Additionally, Fightful stated that multiple WWE higher-ups commented that they became aware Big Show would no longer be with WWE in any capacity earlier this month. With regards to AEW talents, multiple wrestlers reportedly did not know Big Show was getting signed. Also, they stated that they are very excited to learn from the former WWE and WCW world champion. One source who reportedly close to Paul White said they believe a major career move was happening, as White has had some major life events in recent months, including selling his house, the expiration of his WWE contract, and the cancellation of his Netflix sitcom The Big Show Show, which was co-produced by WWE Studios. So it sounds like Big Show and WWE had somewhat of a nasty breakup here.
Yeah. I mean, do I blame the WWE? No. You could be a little nicer about it, but like, I don't know about you, but I was over the Big Show in like 2012, maybe. Like,
I've been
so
with Big Show for a while, but I understand that people are getting on them because this is a guy who's been loyal to the company since 1999. You maybe could have given the guy a good Legends deal, something along that lines, but I don't know. I mean, when all said and done, he's gonna be back for a Hall of Fame induction one day. It's
of
not
course,
like
yeah.
they're gonna be separated forever. You're not being used in WWE. They're not. They weren't gonna use you to begin with, so you might as well, if you're really trying to keep going, fuck it. Go to AEW, do your thing. I mean, I'm sure them saying he's wrestling, I'm sure he'll finally get his match with Shaquille O'Neal that they've been wanting to do for years. There's a lot of guys in AEW that can get some big wins over the Big Show to look impressive. I mean, put a guy like Lance Archer or something like that against him, Wardlow, Jake Hager, guy like that. And then, I mean, Big Show's a good promo, so having him as a commentator on basically what is apparently going to be a developmental show for AEW, you know what? I think it's not a bad signing by AEW, to be honest.
Oh, it's genius. When you're a growing company, you need veterans. Like it doesn't.
It's high risk, or sorry, low risk, high reward. Possibility.
I think so. I mean, like I said, if they don't overuse him in the actual match space, and it's more like he cuts a nice promo here and there, he does great commentary. Like, to be honest, I'd rather see him like start out as a fucking manager. I think he would be dope in the right at somebody's side.
Put him in
depending on who it is. Hey,
put him with
it would work. Oh, that would be so tough, actually.
MJF already has a Wardlow. He doesn't need him, but something like that. Put him with Hollywood Nick Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler's brother. They've been pushing him lately. He looks, sounds, and wrestles just like Dolph Ziggler. It's kind of weird.
That's a compliment.
Final thing on Who Sucks this week, just because she'll always and forever be on this list, is Nia Jax. Nia Trash. For once, it wasn't her that injured somebody this week. It was her tag team partner, Shayna Baszler, who kicked Asuka in the mouth and made Asuka lose a few teeth. Nia Jax is always involved in some sort of injury.
I just love how this segment, this line has Nia Trash, and she was not even the one.
I'm blaming her. It was her tag team partner, so she's involved. Nia fucking trash, bro.
Oh my god.
Anyways, head on over to grabsapparel.com. Use our discount code HEATCHECK for 10% off at checkout. And then you can do that same thing over at arraygaming.com. Same deal. Use discount code HEATCHECK, 10% off at checkout. Y'all know you need some new clothes. Summertime's coming. Get yourself some t-shirts. Get yourself some cool things. That's all I really got. Use our discount code.
Yeah, HEATCHECK.
I don't care what you get. Use our code.
You get 10% off. That's double what I get at Stop and Shop.
Let's talk Elimination Chamber 2021. Happened this past Sunday live from the WWE Thunderdome. This was a show. It was definitely a show that happened. Wasn't a bad show. Wasn't an amazing show, but it wasn't a bad show. Let's get into it real quick.
Yeah, it's gonna probably not take that.
We'll start real quick with the pre-show. It was announced on the pre-show that Keith Lee will no longer be competing in the triple threat match with Bobby Lashley and Matt Riddle. We mentioned this last week on our show. No one knows what's going on with Keith Lee. I mean, they're saying it's some sort of injury. I don't know. But so to fill the spot in the match, they had a fatal four-way match on the pre-show as Ricochet, John Morrison, Elias, and Mustafa Ali had a fatal four-way match on the pre-show. It was a fun match. I mean, any match with the gymnastics of Morrison, Ricochet, and Ali is going to be decent. Elias was just kind of there as the outlier. When they announced that this match was happening, my insinuation was, because I was like, if Keith Lee can't compete, why don't they just do Matt Riddle and Lashley one-on-one? So they announced this, and I immediately jumped and said, oh, okay, well, so Riddle's winning the title then because they need a third guy to take the fall. Which is exactly what happened. But we'll get to that.
Yep, exactly what happened.
Fatal four-way match. It was okay. Fun, quick fatal four-way. John Morrison got the win. after he rolled Mustafa Ali up. And yeah, this was a thing. I didn't pay too much attention to this match.
I didn't watch the pre-show.
Jump to the main show where we kick off with the SmackDown Elimination Chamber. Jey Uso, Kevin Owens, Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, and King Corbin, and Sami Zayn. We start off with Cesaro and Daniel Bryan. Cesaro was wearing some trunks that was not very favorable to anybody watching on a big screen TV, because he was wearing like some like gray and white like dot attire that just looked all staticky on TV. Anytime he moved, it was weird. Cesaro and Bryan go at it for a little bit. King Corbin comes in. Sami Zayn comes in. I'm just going to run through this quick because we don't need to do a whole recap of this match. Corbin's the first eliminated with a Kevin Owens sharpshooter. With a Cesaro sharpshooter, to which Kevin Owens yells, "Bye!" when he's eliminated. They were all mic'd up in the cage, so you could hear what they were saying when they were in the pods. We'll get to that later when Orton and
the
Kofi
pods look really cool, too, actually. I like that design.
Kevin Owens in at number 5. Him and Zayn go at it. Final person. So we have 4 guys: Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Cesaro, and Daniel Bryan. And like an indie wrestling fans' dream fatal 4-way here. Number 6 is Jey Uso. So essentially, Kevin Owens eliminates Sami Zayn with a stunner. That brings us down to 4. Jey Uso slams Owens' arm in between the cage door when it's open for Zayn to leave. And then Jey Uso hits a Superfly splash and gets rid of Kevin Owens in a shocker. Part of the life left me when Jey Uso ended up eliminating Cesaro as well.
Yeah, that was like, why? I get they want like the Roman Reigns like part of it still in the match, but I don't know, man.
But so we're down to Jey Uso and Daniel Bryan. Jey hits a splash on Bryan, and then another one off the top of a pod, but Bryan raises his knees for that. That must have fucking hurt. Running knee finishes Jey Uso. 1, 2, 3. Your winner of this match was Daniel Bryan. Before we get to the next part of the match, this was a good little chamber. Good little chamber. Had five awesome wrestlers and Baron Corbin, but they got rid of Baron Corbin quick.
I thought this match, I think like the longevity of it was good, but I felt like the finish was like I thought the finish could have been a little better, but
yeah, but
like the match itself was like quality though, like it was above average.
Good little chamber. So we're all told that later on in the night Bryan will get a title shot now, but nope. Out comes fucking Tribal Chief, Big Dog, Roman Reigns, big dick swinging, coming out with his bitch boy Paul Heyman. Roman gets in there. He goes, "We're having this match now." The referee is like, "Do you want to go?" Bryan's like, "Yes." And then Roman goes to spear him, but Bryan does a sick counter into a yes lock.
Yeah, that was smooth. That was smooth
Roman,
as rehearsal.
The fucking badass he is, powers out of the yes lock. And he just starts beating the fuck out of Bryan until Bryan is knocked out. And as Bryan is knocked out, he just puts the guillotine on Bryan, and the ref calls it right away. You're a winner, and still the Universal Champion is mine, and everyone's Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. I'm glued to the TV anytime Roman Reigns does anything now.
I never thought I'd like Roman Reigns. Never thought it would happen. But
after the match, Edge spears Roman Reigns. He points at the WrestleMania sign. Pyro goes off. And Michael Cole ruins the moment by going, "Do you think Edge made his decision?" No, fuck, Cole. There's pyro going off. Pyro that they could have saved for a big moment later tonight, but they used for this instead. Weirdly, we'll get to that in a little bit. So yeah, we're getting Edge Roman at Mania. We kind of all figured that was happening.
Yeah, I mean, we all knew. I don't know. Well, we'll get to it.
Cut backstage to The Miz, who is talking about Bad Bunny. He says that
Bad fucking Bunny.
He says that I love that Bad Bunny's a recurring character on Raw now.
Yeah, he's killing it. I can't lie.
Miz says that him and Morrison should have been on SNL and not Bad Bunny. Who Bad Bunny showed up on SNL with the 24/7 title, by the way.
So tough. That's so tough.
He asks Bunny why he's here and slaps him in the face. So then Bunny slaps him even harder. Miz wants to fight, but Damian Priest, that big hunky badass, just scares him off. Pause. Next up, we have the United States Championship on the line. We have Matt Riddle in an Evel Knievel inspired attire. We have Jomo, John Morrison, who won the Fatal 4-Way earlier tonight. And we have the Chief Hurt Officer, Bobby fucking Lashley. We'll talk more about Lashley in a little bit. But this match, it was okay. The big story of the match was MVP had crutches. Lashley went to go use the crutches, but then didn't. And Morrison goes to use it. But Lashley gets the hurt lock on Morrison, and Riddle hits Lashley with the crutch, and then he hits the Bro Derek on Morrison. Your winner and the new United States champion is Matt Riddle. I don't know. It's cool, I guess.
It's cool.
Should have been Keith Lee, but
yeah, I mean, we all knew it was going to be Keith Lee to win, though. Like, I feel like they were like okay with giving it to Matt Riddle, so they're just like fuck it. But
yeah.
I think they wanted you gotta maybe save a Keith Lee moment for Mania now. I don't know.
Maybe. We got a dumb backstage promo with Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks, Reginald. We have the women's tag team match between Sasha and Bianca versus Nia and Shayna. I didn't give two fucks about this match. This kind of just happened. Shayna and Nia retain when Reginald goes to give Sasha a bottle of champagne, but Sasha doesn't want to use it. And Nia Jax takes advantage of Sasha being a fucking idiot because Sasha's like, I don't want to use it, but she's sitting there staring at the bottle like, should I? And Nia decks her from behind. 1, 2, 3, your winners and still women's tag team champions, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Cut backstage, we see MVP having a chat with The Miz, and we, of course, can't hear this. This was the biggest fucking red herring I'd ever seen.
Yeah, literally.
I knew almost to a T exactly what was going to happen when I saw this scene. But
I mean,
for some reason,
they wanted us to foreshadow.
A lot of people on Twitter and a lot of people on social media and a lot of people who reviewed this show were like, I didn't see that coming. Which
you called this weeks ago, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
You called this weeks ago. Like,
remember when I said The Miz wasn't going to be in the chamber because he was going to cash in? Oh, well. Almost like I'm a fucking time traveler. WWE Championship on the line in our main event of the evening. It's Drew McIntyre defending his title against AJ Styles, Kofi Kingston, Sheamus, Randy Orton, and Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton are number 1 and 2 in this match. Funny moment when Orton gets in the chamber, he goes to stare Kofi Kingston down. And Kofi's in the pod going, "Damn, Randy, your quad's beefy as fuck." The whole time Kofi's in the pod, all you hear is him going, "Damn, Randy, look at them quads, bro." That shit had me dying because the whole time that Orton's wrestling, it's just Kofi just saying dumb shit to him, like, "Damn, Randy, your quads look crazy." I'm trying to think of anything to say about this match. Drew McIntyre is in at number 3. Another funny moment. McIntyre throws Hardy face first into the pod wall, and he told the cameraman to move, and the cameraman didn't move, and he got hit. And Drew just goes, "I told you to move." They need to mic up every match.
No, I was thinking that they really need to start doing that more often.
Kofi Kingston comes in at number 4 and eliminates Randy Orton right away with a roll up. I thought this was a fuck up, so I rewinded it a little bit to see if it was a fuck up. No, it wasn't a fuck up. It wasn't a fuck up. I thought we'd at least get some fee and shit.
Yeah, that was something you also called. But I feel like they're really saving that for like a Raw, like right after this next coming pay-per-view. Probably they probably want to start building it after, like, and when Mania's the next pay-per-view on deck.
Yeah, I don't know. They did, so they've been having Alexa do shit to Randy on Raw, but not on the pay-per-views. Like going into the Rumble, they made you think Alexa was going to do something to him in the Rumble, but then at the Rumble, they had no interaction. But then the night after the Rumble, they had interactions again. And every week leading to this, they had interactions. But then at the Chamber, they had no interaction. But then the Raw the night after, they had another interaction. Randy Orton started throwing up the fucking black ooze that Alexa Bliss throws up.
Yo, that storyline is real. Like, that's really an example of like how they used to stretch out storylines before so well, and they're like one case where I think they're doing that well.
Someone was fucking with me, and they're like, if this doesn't lead to Randy and Alexa fucking, I don't want it. AJ Styles comes in because for some reason Omos rips the plexiglass off of his pod, and then AJ runs into the chamber before it could close again. And I didn't know that's how it worked. I didn't know you could just enter the chamber whenever you fucking wanted to. But fuck it. I guess Omos does whatever the fuck he wants, but Adam Pearce comes out and says, "Get the fuck out of here, bro." Number 6 is Sheamus. We get down to the nitty-gritty. Everyone's getting eliminated. Bro Kick gets rid of Kofi. Claymore eliminates Jeff. Phenomenal Forearm gets rid of Sheamus, so we're down to AJ and McIntyre. Phenomenal Forearm is loaded up, but McIntyre claymores it in midair to retain his title. Drew McIntyre, still your WWE champion. This chamber was pretty good. I liked it. I thought it was about on par with the first one of the night.
I thought the match itself, the Universal Championship one, I thought the match itself was better, but the finish kind of sucked. And I thought this match, the match wasn't quite as good, but the finish was a lot better. Like I think like the forearm into the Claymore was kind of fire.
Yeah, it was.
I thought they sold that very good. So
post-match, Drew McIntyre celebrates winning, and we go off air. Just kidding. Bobby Lashley comes out and he beats the ever-living fuck out of Drew. Big beatdown is on. Hurt Lock leaves McIntyre laying. Cue awesome. Here comes Mr. Money in the Bank, The Miz. Drew gets cashed in on. Miz hits a DDT for 2, but then hits the skull-crushing finale. 1, 2, 3. Your winner and a 2-time WWE champion, The Miz.
He's only a champion off of cash-ins. It's fucked up.
I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so.
Yeah, I mean, and it happened in the exact way you said it was going to happen. That's the fucked up part.
Now here's the thing. I 150% think that he's dropping it to Lashley on Raw on Monday night.
Yeah, I just don't see. I'd rather not have either of them be the champion, but I feel like you drop the title to Lashley.
You know what? I tweeted this the other day, and I said I used to be a big fan of Bobby Lashley, and then I kind of grew sour on him. But then I've been a big fan of the Hurt Business, And I've been a big fan of Bobby Lashley looking like the most dominant person on the entire roster lately. So you know what? I'm ready for this Bobby Lashley world title reign. I'm ready for it. I'm not ready for Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania because I'm not sure how good that match is going to be. But you know what? As like a night one main event, I think Roman Edge main event night 2. But as night 1 main event,
I think I'd rather see Bianca and Sasha main event on that night.
listen, either way, I think Edge wins main event night 2. But as the Raw title match, my reasoning for being okay with this is in a year of the pandemic, in a year where Raw was not the best show at all by any means, Drew McIntyre and Hurt Business did everything they can to carry that brand for the last 12 months.
They did. I'll give you that. They did carry.
So I'm okay with the Raw co-main event being the two guys that have put in the most work in the last year.
I when you put it like that, then yeah, but I don't know. I'm so really Bobby Lashley.
You gotta look at it from a casual person standpoint because we're wrestling fans. We want what we want, but you put the big babyface Scottish psychopath that everyone can get behind. You put him chasing his title against the dominant beast monster who has dominated everything in his path for the last year plus and has the best stable going in WWE behind him. You put that on a marquee that's going to sell WrestleMania to casuals.
Yeah. I feel like if you were a casual back in the day, they'd be like, oh, shit, Bobby Lashley? Oh, word.
Because you already have Edge and Roman selling that show. You already have Bianca and Sasha being a good sell point.
You probably have Fiend. You're probably going to have Fiend and Randy and a Firefly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be good.
You have matchups possibly happening involving AJ Styles, and you have guys like Daniel Bryan still need a spot, Seth Rollins still need a spot, Cesaro needs a spot. I'm gonna let the card.
Well, it's probably going to be Seth versus Cesaro. Probably that's kind of what they're setting up.
Or Seth versus Bryan.
I'd rather see Seth versus Bryan, but it seems like they're planting the seeds for Cesaro Seth.
Maybe. You know they're also planting the seeds for Big E versus Apollo Crews, but I think that's going to be a fast lane match because Apollo just turned heel on a SmackDown last week when he beat the fuck out of Big E and then dropped steel steps on him from in the ring. But I think that the rumored match of Big E and Christian is more plausible for Mania.
Ooh, that'd be nice. I like that.
Only because people are saying that might be happening in the last match Christian had. He became number 1 contender for the Intercontinental Champion, which was Big E at the time, and Christian never got that title shot.
I never knew that. They have the storyline right in their hands.
Yeah, Christian's last match before he retired was a number 1 contenders match where he became number 1 contender for Big E's Intercontinental Champion in 2014. He was scheduled to have a match on Main Event against Big E for the title, and the match never happened because Christian retired, had injured. So he still owed a title match.
Yeah, I mean, the Edge storyline's writing itself. I think that Christian one's writing itself too.
Yeah, but yeah, I think Miz is dropping that title to Lashley. We're getting Lashley McIntyre, and Miz is going to go do his thing with Bad Bunny and Damian Priest.
It's a little unfortunate because I think Miz would give Drew a way better storyline personally.
Either that, or we're getting the Miz versus Bad Bunny for the world title.
Oh God!
I would not put that past them.
What if The Rock comes back at Mania and screws Miz over and his like?
Why the fuck would The Rock?
And he's just like, I owed you that one.
Rock is like, I want to take your Mania moment away from you again.
This time I want to make you lose the belt this time.
He doesn't even attack Miz. He rock bottoms Bad Bunny and goes, fuck you, Miz, you're worthless. I would not put it past WWE to do Miz and Bad Bunny for the world title.
I will officially stop talking about wrestling for the entirety of the show.
Listen, I would hate it unless Bad Bunny becomes world champion.
Oh, we don't need another. What's his name?
Bro,
David Arquette or whatever.
Bro, listen. Imagine this. Bad Bunny becomes world champion. And then the next night on Raw, he just gets Claymored the fuck out of it. I don't know.
That's so rude. So rude.
Chamber was okay.
Yeah, I would just say it's okay. That's a perfect word.
Yeah, I don't know. Still, Mania is still like very up in the air in terms of matches that are gonna happen.
Yeah, we only know what, like 4 or 5. Like
Well,
definitely
two
are probably gonna
official
happen.
ones.
2 official, but like probably like 2 or 3 more where we're just like, yeah, that match is probably gonna happen.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, Mania's up in there. I just 2 official matches. A couple we can kind of assume, but very unpredictable right now. I feel like Fastlane will kind of tell us more of.
Yeah,
what it's
definitely.
gonna be. Which also, Fastlane is going to be the first show on Peacock. They announced that Fastlane will be on both Peacock and the WWE Network, and then Mania will be the first one that's solely on Peacock. So
is Network just ending, or are people gonna have the option to keep it?
No, so in the United States, the network is ending. Outside of the US, it's still going to be a thing. So I guess if you use like a VPN or something, you could probably still have it. But if you're in the United States, there's gonna be a way to kind of transition over to Peacock. They're saying.
So the next pay-per-view is gonna be on Peacock.
Fastlane is gonna be on Peacock, correct?
When's the content actually gonna be on Peacock though? Like the former pay-per-views and all that stuff.
Beats me, bro.
Because like I just don't want them to take $10 for my March subscription.
No. They're not gonna double charge you.
And then I switch over to Peacock, and then I had to pay $10. Because I do want Peacock. I love The Office.
I've never like watched The Office.
It's so good.
It's
as good as I say.
This is the thing that Taylor said to me. I've never watched The Office, but based off of memes, I can tell you about an entire episode of The Office.
No, it's great. It's literally amazing.
Anyways, it's time for today's theme song battle. 2005 pay-per-views. Last week, Ugly by the Xyz, the theme song for Survivor Series 2004, advanced to the final round. It's time to find out what song is going to advance this week. So we have a lot of songs. It's 2005. Think back to the glory days. John Cena's on the come up. Batista's on the come up. WrestleMania 21 happens this year.
JBL's the WWE champion.
Yep. And we start with the theme song for Royal Rumble 2005. Nope, I lied. I fucked up. We start with the theme song for New Year's Revolution 2005. This is
Oh, God. Sounds like a fire safety PSA.
That was Race Against Time.
I wish. My time just got erased listening to that bullshit. That's a 1. That's a 1.
Total score of 4. Next up is the theme song for Royal Rumble 2005. This is Find the Real by Alter Bridge, who you may also know as the band who sings the theme song for Edge. Thoughts on Find the Real?
Get out of 6.
I like Alter Bridge. I'll give it a 6 too. We'll go 12 for Find the Real. Up next is the theme song for No Way Out 2005. This is Enemy by, you may know him, Fozzy.
Chris Jericho's really good with the auto tune.
Listen, I will take this over last year's No Way Out theme, Crossing Borders by Rey Mysterio. 2 years in a row that a WWE superstar did the theme song for No Way Out, by the way. But I think Enemy by Fozzy is a million times better than Crossing Borders by Rey Mysterio.
That's very true.
I'll give Enemy a 7.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'll take a 7.
14. All right, WrestleMania 21. We got 2 songs. This first one is Big Time by the Soundtrack of Our Lives. Thoughts on Big Time?
Not many. Yeah, I'll take that vote too. I'll hop on that bandwagon.
The other theme song for WrestleMania 21 is Behind Those Eyes by Three Doors Down. Thoughts on Behind Those Eyes?
I like that one. Look at 7. I like that one.
I'll match the 7. Go 14 on Behind Those Eyes. Up next is the theme song for Backlash 2005. This is Stronger by Trust Company. I'm
Give
gonna
I got a 4.
9 total for Stronger. Up next, the theme song for Judgment Day 2005. This is Techno Trash by Eric Kaspar. Techno Trash indeed.
What?
Can I go negative?
What?
I'm going to go
What's
negative 2.
What's happening?
I'm going to go negative 2.
I'll match your negative 2. I'll match your never.
Negative
I'll match
4. Up next is the theme song for ECW One Night Stand. This is Bodies by Drowning Pool.
Oh.
It's easy.
Yeah. I mean, we all.
Up next is the theme song for Vengeance 2005. This is Happy by Mudvayne. Are you happy with that song?
I don't feel negative or positive about that song. So we'll go 4.
I go 6. I go 10 for happy. Up next is the theme song for Great American Bash 2005. This is Pay the Price by Eric and the Hostels. Thoughts on Pay the Price?
A little bit more feelings towards that song than the last one. Go 6 on that.
I'll go 7. 13. Up next is the theme song for SummerSlam 2005. This one has 2 theme songs as well. We'll start with the first one. This is Remedy by Seether. Thoughts on Remedy?
We'll go 7 on that one.
Okay, so I go on 6. We'll go 13 for Remedy. Next up, the second theme song for SummerSlam 05. This is Get It Poppin' by Fat Joe and Nelly.
Up in the morning, girl, and the DJ playing that song. Now what you gonna do? What you gonna do? It's up in the morning now, and I'm trying to go home with you, girl. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Yeah, get it poppin'.
Peak 2005.
Yeah. That's a bop. I like that. I'll give it an 8.
I'm gonna give it a 6 solely for the fact that it's the theme song of a show main evented by Shawn Michaels and Hulk Hogan.
That's fair.
So 14 for Get It Poppin'. Up next, the theme song for Unforgiven 05. This is Calling by Traproot.
Get out of 5.
Also gonna give it a 5, so 10. Up next, the theme song for No Mercy, Save Me by Shinedown. I'm gonna give Save Me an 8.
Give that a 7.
15 for Save Me. That was also Eddie Guerrero's final pay-per-view, by the way. R.I.P. Eddie. Next up, the theme song for the first ever Taboo Tuesday. This is Twisted Transistor by Korn. Thoughts on Twisted Transistor?
Thoughts?
3.
Yep, read my mind.
Next up, the theme song for Survivor Series 05. This is Lights Out by POD. Oh, we got
Hey Eli, welcome to the program.
It's a unicorn.
I hate it so much.
What are your thoughts on Lights Out by POD?
I don't have a lot of opinion on it. It wasn't great. Wasn't good.
I'm gonna go 5.
Sure, 5. Do that. I like that.
And finally, everyone's favorite theme song that pops up every single year, the theme song for Armageddon 2005. This is The End by Jim Johnston. We've heard that 3 times now. Oh, lordy.
I don't even know what we voted it last time.
I don't know either, but I'm gonna vote anyway. I'm gonna give The End a 6.
I'll give it.
All these songs sound like Kid Rock with different levels of mad. You are correct.
Yes. Yes, I agree. I'll give it a 6. Fuck it.
12.
We all know what won anyway.
All right, Jim Johnson. We'll see you next year, buddy. That song's gonna keep popping up until it's forced to win one year. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by unanimous blowout here. The theme song of One Night Stand 2005, Bodies by Drowning Pool. That was a given.
That was, yeah. Once you said it, and I was like, "Oh, that song was a pay-per-view song." Yeah,
and the best part is it's gonna be back for One Night Stand 06.
Well, that ended up being ECW's just theme, right?
For a little bit, it ended up being the theme song for when they came back on TV after One Night Stand 06.
Yeah,
but after that, it switched to the They lost the rights to it like towards the end of the year, and then it turned into that like da na na da. And then after that, it turned into some like normal like new soft metal WWE.
New soft metal.
We're never gonna hear it. So what's the? Hold on, I'm gonna show you the history of ECW theme songs in WWE. ECW themes, all of them, all 3 of them.
All 3 of them, and we already know one of them.
Yeah, here you go. This is the 3rd one right here.
No matter
oh, it's a commercial. No, I can't play you. Fuck you, Under Armour. Fuck you for giving me an unskippable ad.
I'll just talk over.
There you go. All right, there you go. They turn into this.
This just, I'm looking at Raw vs. SmackDown 08 in my head right now.
You gotta see the video that goes with it, though. Here, hold on.
Fucking Finley.
But yeah, that's the history of ECW themes. Thank you for coming, ECW. But yeah, so Bodies will be moving along, and who knows, maybe it'll be winning 2 years in a row with the 06 lineup. I don't think so. There's some songs in the 06 lineup that I'm excited for, particularly songs that appear in the SmackDown vs. Raw video games that I'm excited for.
Yeah.
But we shall get to those. All right, well, it's time to move on to our retro report for the week. The final report in the Elimination Chamber month. I'm kind of happy. I'm a little sick of Elimination Chamber matches now. Didn't want to be that guy, but I am. Let's start with Elimination Chamber 2014, live from the Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Your commentators are Mario Cole, Jerry Lawler, and JBL.
We went from a time where JBL was the fucking WWE champion to where he's on fucking commentary. He was really good on commentary, though.
Corrugated Mario. we got a flying Ryback Mario. Big match, John Muggle. This show took place on February 23rd, 2014. We are on the road to WrestleMania, which we shall be reviewing in a couple weeks. Stay tuned. We have two big matches on this card. First off, the Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship. And we have a 6-man tag team match between the Shield and the Wyatt family. So let's get into it. We start off with what I'm assuming you didn't watch, the pre-show, where Cody Rhodes and Goldust took on a team of Ryback and Curtis Axel. Rybaxel came out with Curtis Axel's grandfather, Larry the Axe Hennig, and Cody Rhodes won the match. That's about all that happened. The opening video talks about being willing to fight anyone in order to achieve your dream, and we get our opening contest. It's the Intercontinental Championship on the line as Big E defends his Intercontinental Championship against Jack Swagger. This is actually not a bad match, in my opinion. I like this match. I thought Swagger did pretty good. He put up a good fight against Big E and made it look like he had a chance of winning. Big E got to get a win here in his early days of being a WWE superstar. He got a successful title defense over a former world champion in this match. And yeah, we get a little miscommunication between Swagger and his tag team partner Cesaro in this match. This is peak We the People. Jack Swagger. He's here with Zeb Coulter and Cesaro. But yeah.
That was an underrated gimmick, I think.
I think it was good until they added Cesaro to it. I don't think Cesaro needed to be a part of that. But I thought that was underrated. Yeah, you're right. I was underrated for Swagger. Zeb Coulter too. But yeah, that shit was popping at events. We the People.
That must have been hype, bro. I'm just seriously.
Yeah, now here we are in 2021. I probably get my ass beat for doing that. Yeah, this is a good match. I gave this a solid B-.
I just think Swagger, or especially in that time, was always a good match. He's a good worker. Same with Cesaro. So. They're always going to put on a B-, unless they have someone else that kind of elevates them. If they're the elevators, they're kind of restricted to that low B range, which I think it was. But that's why it was the first match on the card. It was a warm up.
Yeah, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
I used to love Wade Barrett back then.
Bad news Barrett popping up in his little pedestal. He talks about Russia winning more medals at the Olympics, further proving that Europe is the dominant nation. And that's it. That's all he came in for. Because I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
I think that's another underrated gimmick.
Top 5 sweatiest wrestlers. Huh.
Do you mean sweaty as in literally sweaty?
That's what they give you, that list.
Or try hard sweaty. I think you literally mean just fucking sweaty.
Mark Henry's a pretty sweaty motherfucker. that man is dripping in sweat.
Yeah, Mark Henry, it's number 1 probably.
Is there? Hold on. Is there a list on Google?
Honestly, Big Show gets pretty sweaty.
Top sweatiest wrestlers. That has to be a list somewhere, right?
This is great. What a segue.
20 sweatiest wrestlers in WWE history.
Why is this a thing? What is happening?
Randy Savage, Sabu, Rick Rude, The Rock, Ricky Steamboat.
The Rock's pretty sweaty.
Randy Orton, Mark Henry, Lex Luger, Triple H, Earthquake, RVD, Yokozuna.
Yeah, Yokozuna was 600 pounds. Of course, he's
Vader, Ric Flair, Scott Hall, Ahmed Johnson, Dusty Rhodes, Booker T, Hulk Hogan. So basically, a bunch of workhorses and fat asses. Is what I'm seeing. list. Moving along in the show. Oh boy, what the fuck? Where did my notes go? There we go. Dan O'Brien is being interviewed. He asked questions about the chamber.
He said, "I'm sorry." He said, "Who?" He said, "Literally, physically sweaty. Like who makes opponents taste salt?" So keep going. Sorry.
Brian asks, will his opponents go after his shoulder, and will he give this everything he has to become champion? And the answer to that is simple. No, I'm kidding. Yes. This is peak yes movement, Dan O'Brien, by the way.
Peak.
Like I think Occupy Raw is tomorrow, like the night after this. Like when he had Occupy Raw and all the people came in. Hey, have a good one, man.
I think they're gonna eat dinner. It's almost dinner time.
But yeah, this is peak. Like I think like either tomorrow night on Raw or the week after is when he did Occupy Raw, and there's just people in the ring doing the yes chant until Triple H accepts a match with him at Mania. Match number 2, the tag team titles are on the line when. Oh, you didn't know? The New Age Outlaws are defending against the Usos. Huh?
What year is this again?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, D-Generation X The Authority proudly brings to you its 6-time tag team champions of the world. The Road Dogg, Jesse James, the Bad Bleep, Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws. The New Age Outlaws are members of the Authority. They returned last month and they won the tag team titles from the Usos at the Royal Rumble. They won them from Cody and Goldust, I think. And then the Usos are challenging here. I don't get it. Like
I like the Authority for a little bit, but once it like ran its course, they took a little too long.
Once it got NWO levels and started adding people like the New Age Outlaws and Kane.
And Kane.
And it's not even good Kane, it's civilian Kane.
Oh,
Kane of no mask and fucking his hair growing. He's fat.
He's fat.
This is a match. The New Age Outlaws won. We'll see you at WrestleMania where you get your ass beat by the Shield. I give this a D.
I'm gonna give it a D plus just because their entrance is just so awesome. their entrance is so awesome.
D for this being really hard to watch, like a hard dick. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Bad news, Barrett pops up again. This time he does not have his raised podium, and he says Daniel Bryan's shoulder will keep him from winning the title. That's it. That's it. We get hype for the WWE Network as this is the first ever pay-per-view that aired on the WWE Network for only $9.99.
For only $9.99, you could.
Match number 3, it's Implosion of the Mega Power. Sorry, Primetime Players. Darren Young versus Titus O'Neil. What in the fuck is
They had their run. they had their 6 months.
Yeah, Titus O'Neil looked good here until you realize that he never got a push out of this.
Yeah.
Darren Young looked good here. No, Darren Young did not look good here. And then you realize that he's the one that got a push in like a year, and now he's gone.
Yeah, but he
and
was gone quick, too.
At least Titus O'Neil had Titus Worldwide and then Titus World Slide. I'm not saying much about these matches because, good God, they meant nothing to me.
Yeah, I mean, this
much-
pay-per-view is really about the chamber.
Yeah, much like the last match, I gave this match a D. Titus O'Neil wins with a clash of Titus on Darren. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. Sure, D.
This is the point of the show where Josiah stopped watching.
Yeah, but like I watched this pay-per-view live. I definitely saw this pay-per-view. So
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Bad news Barrett pops up for the third time tonight. He talks about being more talented than Hulk Hogan himself.
dude, I love this character, honestly. It's so funny.
We recap the Shield versus the Wyatt family. Wyatt family cost Shield a spot in the chamber, and the feud has spiraled into a battle over who the greatest faction in the company is today. Also of note, Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns have been having some issues within the Shield lately. Match number 4, Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, RIP, and Eric Rowan, the Wyatt family, take on Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose, the Shield. This is, in my opinion, the single greatest 6-man tag team match of all time, no cap.
It's up there. I haven't seen enough to make that judgment, but it's definitely up there.
This match is epic. You need to go watch this match. Anybody who needs to have a fun match to watch, anybody that needs to watch 6 of the best to ever do it, at least in our current era, all go at it in an all-out war, this match is for you. This is the start of, like, between this and the final match the Shield have together before they break up for the first time. The Shield go on a run like never seen before.
Yeah, that faction was crazy.
They have this match against the Wyatts. They have a match at Mania that we're going to talk about in a few weeks. That's not as good. And then they have their feud with Evolution. And I feel
that match is very good too.
I feel like the Shield was just starting to really pick up steam as baby faces, and I think they broke up way too soon.
Me too. But I did think they were ready to be singles wrestlers, but they could have been singles wrestlers while still being together. So,
but anyways, this match is awesome. I'll just run down the final sequence. Luke Harper kicks Reigns' head off and drops to his knees for the tag to Bray Wyatt. Bray does his upside down thing in the corner, but Reigns powers out of a Sister Abigail, and Bray is terrified. Roman goes into full-on beast mode, and Someone drops Bray before hitting Rowan and Bray with Superman punches. Spear puts Harper down, but Wyatt runs Reigns over, setting up Sister Abigail. 1, 2, 3, your winners, the Wyatt family. I gave this match an A+.
From what I can remember when I watched it back in the day, it is definitely like an A to A-. I'd have to watch it again to really give you a solid grade. But like you said, I mean, we have 3 of possibly the greatest wrestlers of the last 10 years in one faction. And then we have the Wyatt family where, you know, I think Bray is surely one of the best we have in the last 10 years. And, you know, I think Luke and Eric didn't get enough credit. I think Luke was going to get a real push in AEW as Brody, but and a real chance to show off like what he could do. And sad that he's no longer with us. But I think this match, like you said, was pretty evidence of like how great these 6 people really are.
This match is awesome. This is 6 guys who could have been all main eventers if pushed correctly afterwards. Unfortunately, Harper and Rowan didn't get their fair rub, but I think the 4 guys that really deserved to have it at a time did. Bray, Roman, Dean, and Seth. I mean, look at them now. Dean Ambrose is probably one of the top stars, if not the top star of AEW, is Jon Moxley. Roman Reigns having the best run of his career right now as Tribal Chief. Seth Rollins is doing great work as the Messiah. Bray Wyatt reinvented himself as the Fiend. R.I.P. Luke Harper, Brody Lee. Eric Rowan's out there doing some stuff with NWA and all that. So, you know, they're all doing pretty well for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you know, you had these 3 in the Shields, which I feel like they're kind of just made to be stars. Like, they're just all too good. And
do you think the Shield, based off of results and what they're meant to be, is the greatest faction in WWE history? Not wrestling history, but WWE history.
Between them and Evolution, because Evolution has the GOAT, Triple H in his prime, Batista and Randy Orton. So like that. Now I do think Roman is coming out of probably between now 2015 to 2025, like that time span. I think Roman is going to be the guy they put on the sticker. They're going to say Rock, Stone Cold, John Cena, Roman Reigns. Like
Roman's their Cena for sure.
And you know, you have Seth has kind of taken on that Shawn Michaels role, but just like you could put me in any feud and I'm putting on 5 stars, like it doesn't matter. And then you have Dean, who chose, you know, to get the better opportunity and worked out for him. And
I think Dean will be back one day too, though.
Yeah, well, Shield's going in the Hall of Fame, so it doesn't matter. He's coming back, just at least for that. But and then with Bray, like his character almost died out, and I think that would have been tragic because I think he's top 5 on the mic in the business, and you know he had some help with the Undertaker too, which was awesome. Him and the Undertaker kind of put their minds together on this Fiend character, and I think Fiend's maybe my second or third favorite wrestler right now. So I can't wait till he comes back because I think that Randy Firefly match needs to happen. Like what they did with Cena, what they could do with Randy.
Mm-hmm. We cut to a network ad. We then cut to a promo with Christian. We then cut to our next match, the Divas Championship, as AJ Lee is defending against Cameron. This match didn't matter. I gave it a D. Fuck Cameron. She sucks. I'm afraid I've got some bad news, though. Bad News Barrett says that everyone is going to lose their jobs. Children will be expelled from schools. Rats will move into homes, and the government will condemn the houses. Why? Because everyone will be mesmerized by the WWE Network.
For only $9.99.
Cut backstage to Santino Marella, Emma, the Great Khali, and Los Matadores playing with action figures. Cut to our next match, Batista versus Alberto Del Rio. What?
Del Rio had his time.
This stemmed from a Twitter feud where Alberto Del Rio tweeted that Batista didn't deserve to be in the main event of WrestleMania, and Del Rio was just shitting on Batista. So Batista said, you know what? I'm not a heel yet, so I'm just going to fuck you up. Batista's here. He's in black trunks instead of black shorts that he wore at the Rumble. He gets a decent reaction. It wasn't booed like he was at the Rumble. Del Rio comes out to the ring in workout clothes, wearing a neck brace and using a crutch. He says he can't compete, but he then beats up Batista with the crutch. And when he does that, the crowd goes, see.
I can't wait till fans are back, man. Fuck. So tough.
Del Rio, so Del Rio squashes Batista for 20 minutes for like 6 minutes until Batista doesn't come back. Spine buster, Batista bomb, 1, 2, 3, wins it. Well, not even really that. He sent Del Rio into an exposed turnbuckle and then hit Batista bomb. The fans did not fuck with Batista. They were not happy, and it's obviously it's because A, CM Punk just left, and B, they wanted Daniel Bryan to be the guy, and we'll get there. But at this point in time, the fans were really mad at this point. I mean, me myself, I was mad with the direction of the content. At this point in time, we all thought we were getting Randy Orton and Batista for the title at WrestleMania. Yep. And Daniel Bryan was supposed to have a match with like Kane or Sheamus or something like that. So, yeah. The fans didn't like Batista here. It's just of that. He got squashed until the end, and he did not look like he was in ring shape. He did not look like he should have been back. But I'm not going to shit on him because I'm a big Batista fan. But this 2014 run is sour in so many ways.
Yeah.
I gave this match a D. I don't know if you remember this match or whatever, but I'm giving it a D.
Yeah, I don't even remember this match. I mean, it seems just like it was like Alberto beats the shit out of him with the weapon for a while, and then Batista's like, so yeah, D+, sure. I like Alberto Del Rio.
We cut to our expert pre-show panel with their predictions for the Chamber. The Miz can't make up his mind. Mark Henry picks Sheamus, and Rey Mysterio picks Cesaro. The Chamber is lowered, and it's time for our main event of the evening. The WWE Championship is on the line inside the Elimination Chamber as Randy Orton defends against John Cena, Christian, Cesaro, Daniel Bryan, and Sheamus. What an odd lineup.
That is, especially in 2014.
Let me run you guys through this very, very long match that I got a lot of notes on. Orton is defending, and of course, it's usual Chamber rules. Sheamus and Cesaro start the match, which is quite a way to get things going. Cesaro drop kicks Sheamus out to the steel, but can't ram him into the wall. Back inside, it's a quick backdrop to send Sheamus onto the steel. Cesaro loads up a charge, but Sheamus slingshots in with a shoulder for 2. Cesaro is sent out onto the steel, and they fight over a suplex, but Sheamus lands on his feet. Cesaro quickly puts him down, and a middle rope double stomp crushes Sheamus' ribs as Orton casually watches from the pod. They brawl into the corner. Sheamus tells him to bring it on. That's fine with Cesaro as he uppercuts Sheamus down, but Sheamus pulls himself to the top rope. Another uppercut staggers Sheamus, but he comes back with a flying shoulder. Out comes Daniel Bryan, and the fans are fired up. Yes chants everywhere. Bryan has a bad shoulder, but starts fast with his usual stuff, including a running clothesline and a yes kick to Sheamus. Cesaro gets some kicks as well, and a roundhouse kick sends him into a steal. Bryan puts Sheamus in an Indian deathlock and manages to suplex Cesaro for 2 without breaking the hold. Cesaro catches a diving Bryan in a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker for 2, and things slow down a bit. Sheamus is sent over the ropes again. Cesaro breaks Sheamus' head against the steel with a knee. Bryan is sent shoulder first into the steel. Out comes Christian. Christian goes up to Bryan's shoulder. Sheamus back in, slams Christian back into the post a few times, only to be countered into a DDT. Cesaro loads up a Swiss Death on the outside, but Christian grabs a cage to avoid massive amounts of pain. Instead, Cesaro pulls him down and power bombs him against the pod glass. Cesaro sends Sheamus into a broken pod, and out comes John Cena. He cleans house, but gets taken down by a top rope Hurricane Rana from Daniel Bryan. Yes kicks, but Christian breaks up the big one with a kill switch for close 2. Cesaro loads up his swing on Christian, but Cena breaks it up with a crossbody. White noise on John Cena. We're back to Cesaro and Sheamus. Cut to when we get Randy Orton coming in. The fans chant boring, so Randy Orton stops to pose and point at the WrestleMania sign like a good heel. They're all chanting boring, and Randy's like, heel Randy's the best.
The best.
Bryan avoids a punt kick, and Orton is suddenly cornered by all 5 guys. Orton wisely hides in his pod, drawing the crowd to chant pussy. Sheamus yells through the glass before kicking the pod and sending Orton into the cage wall over and over. Cesaro sends Sheamus in as well, and Cena initiates his finishing sequence. Cesaro breaks it up, and he swings Randy Orton for 30 rotations. Bryan grabs Chaos Theory suplex and Cesaro. Sheamus power slams Christian and loads up the brogue kick, but hits Cena instead of Christian. Christian rolls up both guys for 2, and Sheamus is ticked off. He loads up a high cross, but Christian escapes to the top of the pod. Orton catches Sheamus in a superplex, and Christian adds a top rope splash to eliminate Sheamus. Orton tries the elevated DDT on Christian, but Canadian escapes, only to get caught by a running knee for the pin and elimination, so we're down to 4. Orton and Cesaro are knocked down. Cena and Bryan have their long-awaited rematch, with Bryan trying a quick yes lock, but Cena powering out. The AA is loaded up, but Cesaro German Cena as he's still holding Bryan, but can only get 2. Cena can't get the STF on Cesaro, but he counters the gut wrench into what was supposed to be a Hurricane Rana. An AA onto the steel step sets up the STF, and Cesaro taps in an awkward-looking moment. We're down to 3. Cena catches Orton in an STF, and we got the Wyatt family. The lights go out. Orton is out of the hold somehow as the Wyatts are in the chamber. Harper kicks Bryan in the face, but all three go after Cena. John Cena gets laid out. The fans chant, "Thank you, Wyatts," and the Wyatts leave, giving Orton an easy pin. And we're down to Orton versus Bryan, and Randy wisely crawls out of the ring. Kane comes out to eject the Wyatts, but the chamber door is still open. He comes in to check on Cena, but Bryan comes off the top with a knee to Kane's head. Orton sends Bryan into the broken pod, but Daniel escapes a superplex and ties Orton in the tree of woe. Baseball slides to the face as Orton in trouble. Randy grabs Bryan by the beard and hits the elevated DDT out of the corner. RKO is countered, and there's the running knee, but Kane grabs the referee. Kane gets kicked in the head, but the RKO only gets 2 on Bryan. Bryan gets another close 2 on a small package. Big kick to the head puts Orton down. Kane gets in another shot from behind, though. RKO, 1, 2, 3. You're a winner. Randy Orton. This chamber ruled.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a perfect mix of stars and mid-carders that know how to work, you know? So, physicality was there. The good, cool spots were there. And, you make the fans think they're about to get something they really want, and you just snatch it away from them.
I love when that shit happens. Like, honestly, as much as I want Edge to win at Mania, dude, if Roman just beats the fuck out of Edge and wins, I'm not going to be mad because I love when shit gets out of the fans. The fans, everyone be like, oh, Edge is winning. And then Roman just goes, you see
because I'm just like, oh, shit, something that I didn't expect to actually happen.
You see this fucking Thanos glove on my arm? Yeah, you see this gold glove? It's because I'm the motherfucking tribal chief. Now bow down, bitch. Let me cut the promo that Roman should cut on Raw or SmackDown after Mania. You all thought Edge was going to win the world title? The fuck do you think I am? You see these two next to me? Jay, Paul, they're my bitches. And I'm their tribal chief. And if any of you thought Edge was going to beat me at WrestleMania, you must not have been watching for the last year. Because you see this? That's why I'm the champ. Big dog out. Peace. Bitch. Turn into a spear by Edge. Rematch at Extreme Rules.
Yeah, literally perfect.
This chamber was good. I liked how the match started with Cesaro and Sheamus. They have awesome chemistry. I need this match in 2021. The bar implodes. Yeah, I've always been a fan of when Cesaro and Sheamus go at it. Starting them off in this match was a good idea. Christian kind of just seemed out of place in this match out of the other 5, but he did his job. This match was really about 4 guys. It was about getting Cesaro more over at a time where he was kind of getting a push, and it was about building Cena, Bryan, and Orton for Mania. Of course, we'll talk about where they go from here in a few weeks when we review WrestleMania 30. But like you said, they teased that Bryan could possibly win this match. They teased because the fans wanted Bryan to be in the main event of WrestleMania, and Orton went, snatched it away, kept it in his hand, and while it was in his hand, I want you to know I do the Orton pose at the gym all the time.
I think there's a really good TikTok right there. like you just go to random places.
Anytime I do a PR at the gym, I deadass look in the gym and just do. That is a good idea for TikTok. Let's go to random places and play Randy's theme.
Yes! Oh my God! Yes, that needs to go on our TikTok channel immediately.
Start doing that. Anyways, this chamber was awesome. I liked it. All 6 guys look good. Orton winning was the right result in hindsight because this made that Bryan build to Mania even more sweeter. But yeah, after the match, Michael Cole goes on a rant. He says, "This is unfair. Bryan got screwed. Blah, 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 blah. Shut up, Cole. Your commentary sucks." But yeah, I gave this chamber an A. I don't know if you remember this chamber. too much, but after watching it in 2021, I still enjoyed it. It was a pretty good match. I liked it. Give it an A.
From my memory and your analysis on it, I'll give it a A minus.
Overall, for
I
the
think
show,
I think it I think it was a perfect build to WrestleMania 30. Arguably one of the best manias that ever happened ever. So
we'll be talking about some of the best manias that ever happened next couple of weeks. We'll talk about that in a few. Overall, I gave Elimination Chamber 2014 A minus for the overall rating. You had two very good matches, and they're the only two matches on this card that mattered. The rest of the show sucked, which is why I'm saying A minus, not A plus. But yeah, the two main matches hit it out of the park. Shield Wyatt family, probably match of the year in 2014. This chamber was one of the best chambers of all time, and yeah, a good pit stop to what will be one of the best WrestleManias of all time. And 2014, early 2014. Despite all the bullshit with Batista and CM Punk leaving and all the stuff like in January, once you get past January and the Rumble and you start building towards this chamber show and you get the next couple months till Daniel Bryan gets injured, early 2014 is a very good time in WWE.
Yeah, for sure.
But we shall talk some more about that in a couple weeks when we review WrestleMania 30. But yeah, I gave it A minus. I know you're going to base a lot of your overall grade off my analysis because you didn't watch the whole show recently, but what would you give the show as at least an incomplete rating?
For my memory of how I took it back then and then your analysis, obviously, I think I'm going to go B plus just because there's too many bad matches, but obviously the matches that mattered were good. Mm-hmm. So it made it a good show still, but I think a couple of those bad matches really bring it down.
Fair enough. Now, for those interested, the Retro Report will be taking a major change next week as we begin WrestleMania month with our reviews. And next week, you think you're special. You do. This time I'm gonna let it all. I don't know if you know the song I'm singing, but it seems on WrestleMania 17. The fucking one that you never seen the Rock Austin video package from that show?
I've seen it, but I don't remember those background music to it.
You don't know My Way by Limp Bizkit?
Probably. He probably played on this show.
Hold on, I gotta show you this video package. You're gonna see it on Mania. But
I've seen the video package before, but I've seen WrestleMania 13 or 17 like 5 times.
You've never heard this song? Hold on, where's My Way? Oh, you know this song? It's like one of the most iconic wrestling songs of all time. Skip ahead a little bit.
Yeah, I've heard this song before.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's like that's the theme song of what we're reviewing next week, which of course will be WrestleMania 17, what many consider the greatest WrestleMania of all time. We will see how it holds up in 2021. But yeah, starting next week, WrestleMania month, we'll be reviewing WrestleMania 17, which of course features The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin for the WWF Championship in the main event of the evening. Plus, great matches like Vince McMahon versus Shane McMahon in a hardcore match, Undertaker versus Triple H, and quite honestly, the greatest tag team match of all time with TLC 2, the Hardys, Edge and Christian, and the Dudleys. Oh, I'm so hyped. I'm going to play, we'll review it next week, and I want you to know every time I got hyped during the show, I'm going to play the Adam Sandler, holy shit, I'm going to come gif. But yeah, next week, WrestleMania 17, we'll be reviewing it. We're going to be doing a couple of WrestleManias. We're doing, for those who missed last week, we're going to be doing WrestleMania 17, WrestleMania 21, WrestleMania 23, WrestleMania 25, and WrestleMania 28 and WrestleMania 30 are the ones we're doing. And then the week after that, so those will be 6 weeks. And the week after that, what I'm doing, I didn't even tell Josiah this yet. I just showed him the picture for it. We're not going to be reviewing just one post-WrestleMania Raw. we're gonna be talking about. I'm gonna give a cumulative list of every major happening on every post-Mania Raw from 2010 to 2020. So yeah, we shall talk about that. But next week, WrestleMania 17, and ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the main event of the evening. But first, head on over to grabsapparel.com. Use discount code HEATCHECK, 10% off at checkout. Also head over to arraygaming.com. Same thing, discount code HEATCHECK with 10% off at checkout. And it's time for the main event. Superstar SmackDown 3. For those of you who don't speak Spanish. But first, did you keep track of the votes all week?
I have an idea who's in the lead. I had to do it in different ways, and I've been keeping track of who has the edge.
I'm going to look at our old stories and see what the actual results are here.
There's one matchup that's had the lead in every single poll that we've done.
Let me see. Let's see. So the first time we did it. Okay, so I'm gonna tally these votes up. I'm gonna write them here in the private chat real quick. Just chat with the folks here while I'm doing this.
Well, we have the 3 matchups that we posted our vote for. It is Magic Johnson versus Larry Bird. The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. Last one is Randy Moss versus Jerry Rice. Yes, Jerry Rice. So basically how we're going to do season 4 of Superstar SmackDown, and I'll do like a little basic rundown and maybe go into a little bit more after the championship. But basically we're going to take 5 of each person's greatest moments in their sport, match them up against each other. Whoever wins the most matchups is your winner. Maybe 10 matchups. I haven't got the number yet. It's 5 or 10.
I'm just tallying votes real quick. Don't mind what I'm putting in the private chat. I'm just using this so I can see what the numbers are.
Oh yeah, and you're reaffirming the information I already knew already.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna get a total. I'm gonna tell you what the total votes for everybody was at the end of this.
And I got a Rock Austin vote on my Facebook page, also.
I got one at work as well. I think that might be it. So we had a grand total. So Moss versus Rice has a grand total of 11. Bird versus Magic has a grand total of 11. And Austin versus Rock has a grand total of 22.
Yep, that's what I thought. So, your final matchup of Season 4 of Superstar SmackDown will be The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And it's time that I announce the brackets now that we know the final matchup. So, here we go. I'm going to do a random list generator. We have Cena versus HBK. We have LeBron versus Jordan. We have Brady versus Manning. And we now have Rock versus Austin. Ladies and gentlemen, your official bracket for Superstar SmackDown 4. We'll see. Round 1. The winner of Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning will be taking on the winner of The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, which means the winner of LeBron James versus Michael Jordan will face the winner of John Cena versus Shawn Michaels.
Nice.
So that's the bracket starting next week. We'll be seeing matchup number uno. Which one do you want to do first? This is your idea.
Let's definitely do a wrestling one. Since Rock Austin was voted, let's get the people what they want. Let's give them a Rock Austin to start it off.
Okay, we'll kick it off with Rock versus Austin next week. But today, we have to finish season 3. Now, season 4 will be a break for music. We'll be back doing the music stuff in season 5. But here we have our season 3 championship matchup. We have Drake versus Run DMC. Now, how did we get here? You may be asking. Run DMC ran through the Beastie Boys 7-3. They raw dogged Pop Smoke 5-3. Drake tightly beat out Kendrick Lamar 13-12. And last week, he squeezed out a victory 6-5 in overtime against Andre 3000. Today, we're here. We are here. That's what I just said of my mouth. So, what I decided to do, because this matchup is a little difficult to do, I took a consensus from multiple websites, multiple Billboard record results, multiple rankings, multiple everything. I took a consensus of what these two beings' top 10 songs of all time were. They're not what me and you think are the top 10 songs, but they're what a consensus throughout the internet was on the top 10 songs between these two artists. And I matched them up. So number 10 against number 10, number 9 against 9, all the way to 1 against 1. I did it in that order as well in this playlist. So number 10 is facing number 10 in the first matchup on the card. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the introductions.
Really?
It's time. Hold on. I gotta let Michael Buffer do it. Ladies and gentlemen,
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And now, señores y señores do Brasil and UFC fans watching around the world.
Heat check in.
Live from the sold-out HSBC Arena
Sold out
in
Twitch
Rio
stream
de Janeiro, Brazil.
in Hartford, Connecticut. First, time for the introduction, boys. Or boy, it's not here. First, fighting out of Hollis, Queens, New York. They are a hip-hop and rap rock genre group. They were active between the years of 1983 and 2002. They were signed to Profile, Arista, and BMG. The group, founded in 1983 by Joseph Simmons, Daryl McDaniels, and Jason Mizell, considered one of the most influential acts in the history of hip-hop culture. They were among the first to highlight the importance of the MC and DJ relationship. Ladies and gentlemen, Joseph Run Simmons, Daryl DMC McDaniels, Jason Jam Master J Mizell, Run DMC, and their opponent. He lost in season 1 of Superstar SmackDown, came back in season 3, and made it to the finals, fighting out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. He goes by the aliases Six God, Drizzy, and Champagne Poppy. Pause. He is a citizen of both Canada and the United States. He is a rapper, singer, songwriter, actor, and businessman. He has been active since 2001. He is associated with Dream Crew. He is associated with 100 Thieves. He has an estimated net worth of $150 million. And he has a kid. He is a Canadian rapper, singer, songwriter, actor, and entrepreneur, a prominent figure in pop music, credited for popularizing the Toronto sound. He first gained recognition as an actor on the teen drama series Degrassi. Ladies and gentlemen, Aubrey Drake Graham. Got me kind of hyped for this matchup. All right, it's time. It's our third championship matchup ever. Who is going to join 50 Cent and J. Cole in the Hall of Champions? Hit me with it, bro.
Round one. Fight.
It is time, starting with the number 10 song on both artists' lists. We have Drake's 0 to 100 / The Ketchup, taking on Run DMC's Run's House.
Zero to 100.
I'll go 0 to 100. Yeah, I'll go 0 to 100. So, 1 point for Drake. Next up, we have DJ Khaled, Drake, Rick Ross, and Lil Wayne's I'm On One, taking on Run DMC's Christmas in Hollis.
Run DMC.
Oh, really? Oh, shit. Hold on.
You're gonna hear that song and be like, oh, it's that.
Yeah, I'll go Run DMC. Fuck you.
Fuck.
Fuck it. One. Next up, we have Drake's Feel No Ways versus Run DMC's My Adidas.
Feel No Ways is like one of my go-to soft songs. So like,
feel away, yeah, feel away. I stop listening to things you say. Yeah, I was gonna go Feel No Ways. Are we in agreement?
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, 2 to 1. Next up, we have Drake's Know Yourself versus Run DMC's It's Tricky.
This is actually hard. I'm surprised I was saying that in a matchup with Drake.
It's tricky. It's tricky.
But like, I was running in the sit with my well. You know how that shit go. You know how that shit go.
6 when my was.
Yeah, you know yourself.
Money, you know.
Yeah, that song started a culture, bro. Like
Yeah. All right, 3 to 1.
No one started talking about woes until Know Yourself. Like,
next up, we have Drake and Majid Jordan's Hold On, We're Going Home versus Run DMC's Peter Piper.
I'm actually gonna go. I was about to say I'm gonna go Run DMC on this one.
All right, 3 to 2. Next up, we have Battle of the Collaborations as Rihanna and Drake's Work takes on Run DMC and Aerosmith's Walk This Way.
Sounds actually hard too.
You need to get done. I'm going to walk this way.
Me too, but yeah,
3-3, we're tied. Next up, we have Drake's Marvin's Room taking on Run DMC's King of Rock.
I don't need to think about this one. It's Marvin's Room. I don't even need. Yeah.
4-3. Next up, we have Drake's Hotline Bling versus Run DMC's Rock Box.
Don't need to think about this one. Solid.
Yeah, Run DMC. Yeah, Hotline Bling.
Yeah, I can't pick that
Right.
song over Hotline.
5-3. Next up, we have Drake's Worst Behavior taking on Run DMC's Sucker MCs. Crush Groove 1. I'm going Run DMC on this one.
See, I've heard all these songs, but I don't know the titles. Yeah, I'll go Run DMC on that.
And just like that. Is it 5-4? So
Yeah, 5-4.
5-4 going into the last matchup. These are the consensus number one songs by both artists from the internet. Both of these songs were number one on numerous lists and Billboard rankings. We have Drake's Nice for What taking on Run DMC's It's Like That. That's a rap.
Yeah, like
That's
nice. It's especially like when Nice for What came out, like the feeling that it gave you, like that song makes me feel so good. Like that, like between that and God's Plan, like both songs just make me feel warm inside. Like I can't not pick Nice for What.
So, ladies and gentlemen, your champion, joining J. Cole and 50 Cent in the Hall of Champions.
That was closer than I thought, though.
Before Drake has defeated Run DMC. That was a lot closer than I thought.
That was a lot closer than I thought it was gonna be. We'll have to put some of those songs on my playlist. Put some Run DMC on there.
But yeah, no shocker. I kind of assumed that Drake was going to win this season as soon as we announced him.
Yeah, I thought Kendrick had a chance, so depending on how the playlist was made, but
Drake joins the Hall, and in a few weeks we'll find out another man who will join the Hall of Champions as season 4 kicks off next week as The Rock takes on. Funny, we're gonna be doing Rock vs. Austin in the week that we're reviewing WrestleMania 17 too. That's kind of funny.
Beautiful.
But yeah, we're gonna do Rock vs. Austin. I'm gonna let Josiah make the playlist for all these matchups, so this will be all his creation. But anyways, that's gonna do it for this week's show. Tune in next week for Austin versus Rock for WrestleMania 17 review. We'll talk sports, obviously. We'll talk everything going on, current events. And we have more 2006 theme song rankings for WWE pay-per-views. We'll see who joins bodies on that list. But otherwise, Josiah, you want to promote your shit?
Follow me on Instagram, JOSYAH_HOWARD11. Go follow my employer at Good Sport Today, all one word. Gonna keep saying it until it becomes official, but we're working on some cool stuff. Look out for Onyx Media. We're at Empower Onyx on all social platforms. But when that becomes more of a reality, I'll really start pushing it home on this podcast. But tonight's not here, so you can't get D from anybody today. It's like if you wanted some D, the Heat Check was the wrong place to go today. So yeah, Austin.
You can go follow me over on Twitter and Instagram at AC Knowlting. Follow the Heat Check at _Heat Check on Instagram, at _Heat Check on Twitter. Follow us at the official Heat Check on TikTok as well. And you can follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and SoundCloud. Just look up the Heat Check. I'm going to fix our links on our Instagram because that got.
And can you replace the picture on our link tree?
Yeah.
I
But otherwise, that's going to do it for this week. I can't fucking talk. Thank you all for tuning in this week. Hopefully next week we get Sinai back and we'll have a full cast of characters. But for the Big Hoss, for Shaq Daddy, Diesel, Josiah, this has been the Heat Check. Thank you all for tuning in. And remember, ladies, gentlemen, children of all ages, get the fuck out of my stream.